Hello everyone. We can all agree that Checkmaster 2 is a bad range, but that doesn't mean that everything from it is bad. In 2020, when the name got rebranded to Motorized, the range itself also started getting better. They started in making better destinations, better rolling stock, and they also introduced this new line of talking engines, which were special because they could not only, well, just talk in general, but they could also talk to each other, which is a genius feature, and I hope that whoever thought of it got a ace. For a long time, I had wanted to get some of the talking engines, mainly some of the CGI ones. But these guys, Thomas and Percy specifically, along with this set, they weren't really on my list because I thought that I would be able to find them for a good price, if at all. But I was wrong, and now they are here in my home. And I like them and the set so much that I decided to make a review on them. So without any further ado, here is the set, the Thomas and Percy talking chain set, I believe it's called. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to look that up. So first thing you've probably noticed about the engines is that they aren't really different from their standard versions. They don't have any special mud details or any flags or something like that. They are just Thomas and Percy, with big red talking buttons and lamps and some other small differences. But it's not really everything what's different about them. They also got the season 23 redesigns with all the rivets, and I'm not exactly sure how much I like that on the engines here. It doesn't really look all that great, but I'm not really against it. It is interesting and it does help make the engines look different. And another difference about these engines is that they also gave them bigger numbers, and I'm not really sure why they did that. It feels kind of pointless, but it does help make them a little bit different, so I'm not against that. I also noticed that Percy's coal bunker is painted even at the back. I'm not sure if the normal Checkmaster 2 Percy has that, so if anyone could let me know, that'd be nice. And also, this is my first Checkmaster 2 Percy, which I have been able to look at and have in my hands and all that. My opinion on him is that he's fine, but he could be a lot better. But anyways, Thomas and Percy also come with a check each. One of them is yellow, is for the Blue Mountain Quarry and has a rock cargo in it. And the other is red, it has a picture of the mail, and it has a mailbox in it. And these also kind of coincide with the other destinations on this set. But before I get to those, I also need to show the third character in this set, Bulstrode. Now, he may seem like an odd choice, considering that he hasn't been in the show since season 4, but it makes a lot of sense because he is the franchise's oldest and most important boat with a face. That's why he always got lots of merch, and why he still has merch. In fact, it's also why he's in All Engines Go. And that's also something worth noting, that Motorized, the CGI version I mean, was made with All Engines Go in mind. And in that case, I wonder if it's possible that they put Bulstrode here because they knew that he would be returning in the show. But yeah, anyways, about the model itself, I'm not a fan of the face, it really doesn't resemble Bulstrode at all. But the rest of him is good. It could use some little bit more painted details, most notably the roof, but also the red hull should be red and not black, and they also didn't paint these wheel things. I'm going to fix that later on. But even despite that, and despite the bad face, I still really like this Bulstrode. I also really like how big he is compared to everyone else. I really like that. It's pretty accurate. And he has, of course, some room for a cargo. And he is made out of an interesting material. I'm not really sure what it is. It feels a little bit rubbery, but at the same time, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure that he was designed to be able to float. I'm going to test that later. But yeah, Bulstrode also is important for this set to function, but I'm going to show that later. So, This set has several interesting check stoppers. The biggest one is this one, and I really like this piece. It's here so that the talking engines will have a place where they can stop next to each other and where they could talk to each other. It has two stoppers, one on each track, which you can control with these switches. And they all go into the same line through the switch, which I am really happy to have because it could be very useful. And yeah, this piece is very nicely detailed. It has some nice breaks and all that. And it's definitely going to be very useful on everyone's layouts because it kind of looks like something you could see at the harbor or something like that. And it can also be attached to this billboard or to these signs. I put the billboard here, I think that's what it's supposed to be, and the billboard is something I really like. It's little pieces like these which really help expand the set and make it feel more alive. And I really like how they put like an actual advertisement on this billboard. It makes a lot of sense and it fits easily on a layout. All Engines Go later started also putting these billboards in motorized sets. But instead of putting something that made sense on them, they just put screen caps from the show, which is boring. So I'm really happy to have the best billboard. Anyways, the other track stopper is here, and the way it works is interesting. It stops the engine when something is in the water, and when the boat leaves, the engines can pass. So yeah, if there is something in the water, it's going to put this up and that stops the engine. And Bolstrout is thankfully heavy enough to activate this. And then when the boat leaves, the engine can pass through. And of course, if there is nothing here, the engine can pass through anyway without even stopping at all. I really like this play feature, it's really fun. It's really well designed. And I also like the other details about this piece, like how it has this wood texture. It's also something that you would see at the harbor, and I love it a lot. It also has these holes where you can attach these signs. There is one sign for the blue line, and one sign for the green line. And those things also work really well here because you can make one of these checks for Percy and the other for Thomas. Anyways, another check piece, well, not check piece, well, it kind of is a check piece. Another destination here is Vickerstown Bridge, and I am really happy that it got a better release. This is probably my favorite toy of Vickerstown Bridge, but there is something that I really don't like about it, and it's that it doesn't lift. Vickerstown Bridge's whole thing is that it lifts. Why can't this toy do that? I really don't get it, but the bridge does look great and I really can't wait to use it in one of my next layouts. It's going to be very useful, I bet. And yeah, the bridge is attached to these supports. Of course, it can be removed. It has this thing at the top which kind of makes it a little bit more stable. Anyways, another destination is Henry's Tunnel / the Blue Mountain Quarry. This is very interesting with the way it's designed. It's kind of both at the same time. And something that confuses me a little is that in every picture where I looked, this tunnel is a lot bigger. It's longer, it has kind of a green section here which kind of transitions into Henry's Tunnel. But my tunnel doesn't have it. And I don't think it's something that the previous owner of this set could have lost because it doesn't look like it could be removed. So yeah, if there are any experts on this set who could help me, please tell me, where did the rest of the tunnel go? But anyways, the tunnel is really nicely detailed. This is also something that I would like to use on a layout because, well, it just looks great. And there are also some more details which I would like to paint later on, like some greenery here. Not sure if you can see it well, but it's molded in. And the other side of the tunnel is also very nicely molded. And it also has a play feature. You can put the rock here, and then when the engine passes through with a track, it's going to activate this play feature and the rock falls into the track. That's great. So I'm going to put the rock there now. We'll see how that works later on. And finally, there is one more destination, I guess, and it's this check piece. It's another stopper, and the way it's designed is interesting because if you don't touch it, the engine is going to stop every time, and you need to go there and pull it down for the engine to go. But this is automatically in the stop position, and unless you like tape it or something, the engines will just stop there all the time. This is also a very interesting piece, and it's definitely going to be useful for sets where you have lots of engines going around. But I wish that they included one extra curve here, which you could put there to replace this piece if you want the engine to just pass through anyway, and you could like choose if you want this piece to be there or not. But this is a really minor complaint. It's not even really a complaint because it's not a lot of trouble to pull this down. It's just a little bit annoying sometimes. But yeah, I think that's everything about the destinations. So now let's talk quickly about the track layout. I like really how it's designed. It lets both engines run kind of at the same time. You just need to make sure to switch these points, or these ones if you have the engines run in other directions. It has a lot of play opportunity. Of course, the engines can talk to each other. But you can also play with this, you can have the engine stop here, you can play with bolster out at this thing. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. There are also some other combinations on how you can build this set. I didn't build those because looking in the pictures, I didn't think that they would be really interesting. But yeah, I am happy with this set. Uh, Except for one thing, but that's not really this set's fault. It's something that, unfortunately, is just how Checkmaster 2 slash Motorized works now. And it's that these curves, they no longer have 45 degrees, but 60. Which means that to make like a half circle, you need 3 of these instead of 4. Which means that you can't make 90-degree angles anymore. And I hate that a lot. I have no idea why it's still here after the whole wood fiasco, but what can I do? It's annoying because I would like to put these on like a small desktop layout, but it's going to be very difficult. I would like to put maybe this thing here, but I can't really because I don't have a lot of space, and especially not for something with inconvenient angles. So thank you, Mattel. This is going to be really helpful. So yeah, of course, like almost every motorized set, there is an extra switch with buffers. I'm really happy about that. And I think now is probably the best time to show and also talk about how these engines work. So it's very simple. You press this button and the engine leaves, and when it stops, it's going to send a signal which also automatically stops the other engine, no matter where it is. And then they'll talk to each other, and the other engine is shortly after going to continue its journey. And yeah, and they will exchange words and sentences. It's really nice. I've been testing them a little. They don't talk as much as I wish they would, but they still talk. So now I'm going to, let's say, I'm going to first show Percy. Oh, I need to turn this on.
Hi, Percy!
Oh, he's not going to say anything. One thing I really like is that when the engine is stopped, it also stops moving, and that's really great. I'm not sure exactly how they coded that into the engine, but it makes this feel much more, I don't want to say realistic, but immersive, I guess. So yeah, you put this thing here into Bolstrow, then he leaves, and Percy is on his journey. So now he goes through Wickerstown Bridge.
Hello, best friend! What are you doing? I'm picking up some cargo.
Oh, and that's it. Okay, now I'm going to turn Thomas on. Huh? Wait. Why isn't this working? Oh, I see. I put it on incorrectly. Yes, so you can see that they talk to each other, and it's very interesting. Percy said something about going to the docks, so that's where I'm going to take him. Bulstrode, wait here. And I'm also going to let Thomas through. And now this thing should work. Yeah.
Right on time. Hi, best friend.
Oh, and that's it. So I'm going to put this back in Percy. Let him go. Let him go. And now I'm going to let the engines run for a while, and then I'm probably going... Well, I'm going to stop them now.
Hello, Percy. I love to be a really useful engine.
Oh.
Special delivery on time. Hi, Thomas. Hi, best friend.
Yeah. As you could see a little bit earlier, when Thomas stopped here, it stopped Percy even though he wasn't on a stopped track. That's an interesting feature. I wish there was a way to turn it off because sometimes it's a bit inconvenient, but it's again a really minor nitpick that I can't really complain about. And yeah, so that's basically everything. I may be going to show some more videos of these guys running, but I really love this set and this whole line with the talking engines. It's a great idea, and I'm glad that it continued even after the All Engines Go reboot. I might even get some of the All Engines Go talking engines. Maybe Emily, maybe Thomas with Anya Carabel, we'll see. There's also that cranky set. I would like to get that one maybe, I'm not sure. But it's a little bit big for me, unfortunately. One thing I heard somewhere, I'm not sure if this is true, is that apparently some of the newer talking engines from the All Engines Go line talk less than the old ones. So I am really happy that I have the older ones and not the new ones, because I want these guys to talk as much as possible. You could see them like talk to each other about where they're going and things like that. And it's great. It's also really great that they made it like they made the destinations relevant to what they're talking about. Percy said that he was going to the docks, which are here. I think that yesterday also I heard one of them say something about going to the tunnel, or Blue Mountain Quarry, I'm not sure which of them it was, and I think it was Thomas. So it's great that they also want to let you know where each guy is going. And yeah, if you can get either this set or some of the other talking engines, I definitely recommend them, even if you aren't a fan of Checkmaster 2, because these guys are really great. One thing that I wish was, well, around is basically check packs which would have these stopping pieces. Because as far as I know, they're only exclusive to sets, which is inconvenient. I would like to get some more. I would like to get some which are on straight check. But I can definitely have plenty of fun with the ones that are here. And who knows, maybe I will get a set All Engines Go one with more check. So this isn't going to be an issue for me. But yeah. I think that's everything, so thank you for watching.